Okay, so we're going to begin now just the last conclusion of Ois Gimel. That's what's relevant. So after introducing the Mittel Rebbe and the two explanations, the two interpolations in Pasach Eliyah, the Hemshech statements of there, without repeating the whole pilpul, but the conclusion is even according to both. Namely, the conclusion, again, without the protim, is that's what he says in So he's saying, again, we're talking about two different quotations in the Zohar, and the Frierdiker Rebbe is equating them. The first one is L'mayla Ma'aled in Ketz, L'mata Ma'aled in Tachlis. So he said that is the darga of Eloin and Stimmen are called Stimmen, and the Maim explained that according to both Pirushim of the Mittel Rebbe. So the conclusion is that the darga of the Ma'ila Ma'aled in Ketz, in brackets, Shazel Inyan Antu Eloh called Eloin, Stimmen called Stimmen, which is one on the same level. This is the Eitzer. So this is a revelation, even at its source, that is oir, but not begeder giloi, not in the realm of manifestation revelation, and cannot be revealed in a revealed way. And in brackets he adds, it's hidden not only for the recipient, the marshal, that's the second marshal of the Rav, that the idea, even for him, is inarticulable. Which begs the question, what way does he know it? Again, I've gotten no answer from any mashpia yet that can explain this. This is, as I said the other day, an example where the nimshal is understood and the moshel is hard to understand. Because in the moshel, Shleim Melech, which is the moshel for the higher level of seichel, they can only be given in riddles and so on, but in his mind it's begola. Begola. So the answer is yes, it's begoli, but sosum still sosum be'etzem. So what does it mean? So just for a few moments, we're trying to address it again, but the main thing is to understand that Lamaila. Let's go conclude the paragraph. Bottom line is that the Eitzer is that level that even in his essence, it's not in a revealed, projected, manifested state. It's hidden and concealed. So what does this mean? So first of all, in the marshal, it's going to help us know that, but the Maimah brings the marshal, so you have to try and understand it. So you're saying that in the marshal, there's this level of seichel that by the Rav, it's fundamentally, in the words of the Maimah in Yiddish, famachter inyan, it's a close thing. Now, it could be, so I gave my explanation already, that it's al derech chochma versus bina. It's such the Rav understands the idea so profoundly that it does have language, and it's begoloi by him, but it's also, the language is word here, help me never get it right. Something is not submused. What's the word? Subsumed. Oh, subsumed. Some words heaven doesn't want me to know. Never know them. Subsumed within the actual idea. So the words are not hard and fast, and they're fleeting, and they're symbolic, and it's the pure seichel. That's really what Chochmah is. It's all there, but in a nakuda. So he understands the concept at that level. That's generally what it does mean. It's also similar to the Chassidus brings, Shosak Rav was silent. What happened? The Rav said a din, and then there was a question. There was a question that contradicted the din that he said. So Rav was silent, but still held his ground. He couldn't answer them. So what does it mean he couldn't answer them? It means several things. One of the meanings is that Hiktaka cannot bring it down in Isis to explain that he's right. That's ogulate, because he sees the idea so clearly, so profoundly, that this is the halacha. You're asking a question, it's a good question. I don't know if the answer doesn't change that this is the emes. It doesn't change that this is the emes. That's like, it's sosum be'etzem. Even within him, it's closed. He doesn't have the oisius, but he sees with clarity the depth of the idea and the truth of it. Mashu kozeh. Something like this. But the point is the nimshal. It's all a moshel for the mailad, for the oirin sof, for the mailad in ketz. The mata madad in tachlis, That is the first or the second mashal of the Rav, where to begin with, the idea is in the realm of the Makabel. He won't get it today, he'll get it in 40 years. That's a matam tachlis. That's a separate darga. Because even by the Rav, it's begin with, there's oisius and there's a whole structure. So if there's a structure by the Rav, eventually that structure, and that seichel, the Talmud will also get it. That's the matam tachlis. That's not the oitzah. The oitzah that is given to every one of us, the soldier, is this darga by the Rav, that's sosu. And that's given to every soldier in the front line, and will never be revealed in Oilamis. But it's still given over. It's given over like the Moshel and the Chida. You have it. Now, what does it mean, Lamaila? I mean, the whole point of the Moshel is to understand the reason Lamaila. So what it seems, push it. Just think about it. It doesn't mean that Lamaila, it's Sosum Be'etzem. The truth is, the simple, unadorned truth is, that God is the only reality. And there is no possibility of anything else. There's a whole creation. God can do anything, so he did it. But naturally speaking, Hashem is the only reality. And furthermore, his reality is fundamentally not like our reality. God's reality is not graspable. Obviously, we're finite creatures. We understand the five senses. I think, therefore I am. René Descartes' great discovery of the only objective truth. That's extremely limited experience. And the Eibishter's reality is something incomprehensible, period. So this is what it means here. The Dargal Malimadin Ketz, it's an expression of this truth, that God's the only reality. But it's not begilui, which means that something other can understand it and internalize it. That's a contradiction in terms. If you feel that you are something else, then you can't know God. And that's true of every level. Every level of Oyer cannot know the Etzem, because Oyer is already projection, otherness on some level. Rephrase that. So the Gilui Lamaila, the highest Gilui, which is Sosim, which is Lamaila Madin Ketz, it's like saying, it's a statement. God's the only reality. That's what it's saying. So there's a Gilui here, but there's absolutely no comprehension of that. You can't define that. The moment you do, it's not it. It's not God. It's the expression of Einod Mulvadoi within self, as it were, but not begoloi. Of course not. It cannot be apprehended, not today, not tomorrow, ever in Oilamus. No otherness can know, no level of revelation can know the truth and express the exclusivity of Einid Mulvadoi, because as soon as you say you're saying, I'm being revealed to something else on some level. Potential of otherness, whatever level. Etzem Bilti Mizgala, the essence cannot be revealed. The moment it's revealed, you've caught it in a particular tzir. It's not the essence anymore. I gave you a marshal for that. Etzem Bilti Mizgala. We should understand this. The relative marshal for Etzem is the atom, although it's not the essence. We know the subatomic particles, but let's just use the atom. Etzem Bilti Mizgala means, bullshit. The essence can't be revealed. What does that mean? If I tell you I have atoms in my hand, I have an atom. You cannot, it could be anything. It could be gas, solid, liquid, it could be anything. Bilti Mizgala, it's not revealed in a particular tzir. More in this, less in that. It's all things made up of atoms. So Bilti Mizgala, it's not revealed in something. It's everything. So rephrase that simply. If I tell you on the other side of the door there is an atom, you have no idea. Atom of what? Bilti Mizgala. You know what I'm saying? No. You know there is, but what? No clue. Bilti Mizgala. When you speak on the atomic level, it's Bilti Mizgala. Or let's put it another way. If you're looking under an atomic microscope and you see an atom, you don't know what that, if you look at the atom, an atom of what? It could be a billion things. Bilti Mizgala, period. It's just the essence itself. It divested of any tzir, because it's not limited to any tzir. It's not limited. The atom is the atom of everything. Okay, so all the words we're saying, let's understand. So what's the oitzim elamayla? So what does it mean? It's given to every soldier. That's you and I on the battlefield. The Oitzer, the Lamaila that's given to us is that we are empowered with the essence of godliness, but it's given to us. It's given in a story, it's packaged. It is, because it is at the end of the day, it's Ein Sof, it's a revelation, which means it's for us. Revelation means it's for us. So it is given to us in a marshal and a chiddah, it's given. We just don't appreciate it, and because it's not appreciable. But a Jew has to know that the very essence of a likus is being given to him, to the Eibishter himself, and his Pnimis and the Neshama is given to him to effect the victory of his Yetzer Hara, make the world a Didele Yisbarach. We have it. We have that deepest level of Atzmisdike godliness has been given to us. Can't be directly, can't understand it, but though you have it. You have it in the Mashal, the Chiddah, and the Tfilm, and the Torah mitzvahs. So again, when he says Shagam Batzmusa Ein B'B'Chindas Gilu Elusosam V'Nelam, even in his essence, this level is not in a revealed state, but in a hidden state. It must be in a hidden state, because the moment we speak revelation, it's not essence anymore. So what is it? We're still saying it's Oid. It's an Oid Kolo Batzmusa. What is it? It's the statement, the true expression that God's the only reality. So there's an expression here, but what does it say? God's the only reality. That's all it's saying. And that's not a comprehensible thing. It's sosum be'etzem. All creation locked in self, I think, therefore I am on every level that is true, cannot understand, cannot grasp, define God. As a child will tell you, you can't define God. But this God, you have. And where do you have it? In a story, in Torah mitzvahs. More in the stories and the simple things than in the big insights, because that's already Oyer and Gilu, Oyer and Gilu, and Oyer and Gilu. Where do you have the Atzem is in the simple story, the Pashat Yid, the simple soldier, because there's no comprehension, doesn't pretend to, doesn't try, he's got it. The Pshitus of the simple soldier, that's us. In us is the Pshitus, the simplicity, the absolute, beyond, Mailmad in Kat's truth. He said, Stimmin the Chol Stimmin. This is the truth. It's not just relatively beyond us. That's Stam Stimmin. It's hidden from the hidden. The highest level can't know God. Even those that are totally beyond us, they can't know the Eibishter. Because as soon as you're speaking level, it's a limitation. It's a revelation. You're already otherness. Again, the physical light means it's going out from a source. Oh, so there's something you're going to. And then move out. So can't express the truth. But on the other hand, it is. What's this What this is saying? The is saying he's the only reality. So there is a statement. But the statement is saying, don't look at me, friends. He's the only reality. This talker that's saying that, this he's the only reality. So there is a statement, but not a comprehensible one. But it's a revelation of truth that God's the only reality. That is. And moreover, I think implied in this also is another thing. Concealed, it's sosum be'etzem. Concealed, because it cannot be articulated, it cannot be appreciated, it cannot be experienced, by definition, by anything other, because there is no other. So it's concealed. So implicitness also is that we struggle in the trenches in concealment. We're in concealment. We're dealing with concealment. It's in concealment that the essence is found. Dafk in the hell. So this is profound encouragement. You're locked in the struggle with the Yitzhak and the goof, and it's a dark world and a concealed world and confinement in the tunnels of Gaza. Could be anything more concealed than that. I am there in the deepest way. And Dafka there. The soldier is in the trench. Bombs are flying in. There's this Asosum, there's the Oitze, Dafka there, that's the Lamayla in Cats, that's the Stimmin, the Chol Stimmin. In your Stimmin, I'm there. And you're impossible, can't get out, I can't see, I'm not inspired, I don't know what's going on. You're stimming the chostim and I'm there. So there's two kinds of, talking aloud. There's tam sosum, a person's situation where he's currently not inspired right now, but he still has like the memory and there's still peripheral inspiration that keeps him going. There's still something. He's struggling, but overall, then there's stim in the chostim and he's completely in the dark. Not as inspired, not even thinks about moments there where he was, and that is a source of inspiration. Even that doesn't move him too caught up, and it's so in that stim in the chostim, and I'm there with you, and you're hidden from the hidden, like the marshal. You think that it's so dark, and I don't even know it's dark anymore. I'm just giving up. This is the reality. So you should know that and that's stim in the chostim. That's the oitz that is given to you in this Maimah the Matzav. That's the big news here. Okay, let's go further. Let the Maimah speak. Let the Maimah talk. Let the Rebbe speak to us. Okay, Ois Daled.
Steaming is a level.
Can I ask you to close the door if you don't mind? Thanks.
This level of the Eibishter is the same level in heaven too. Meaning in front of Malachim, in front of.
They don't have
that level of the Eibishter
is lost on them. They don't have it.
Even in heaven, even in
highest dargas don't have it. It's dafk in the helim. It's only given here.
And when you say there's a point that I'm there with you, you use the idea of they're in the tunnels. In that moment, Hashem reveals himself, or it's still steaming the whole steaming?
It's beyond revelation. It's beyond experience. It's much deeper than Gilui. Everything changes. He finds emunah there.
In terms of the Eibishter's levels in the world, it's not like he's revealing himself because I'm there with you, or is he?
It's a kind of revelation, but it's beyond.
But it stays in steaming the whole steaming.
But it's in the tunnel. He's still in the tunnel. He was still in the tunnel.
So if I'm there with you, steaming, meaning I'm with you in a higher level, the highest of all levels.
The deepest part of me is there with you, in your stimin the chostimin. On a personal level, again, some stimin level, sosim level 1. So let's talk it out, think it through. Is again, the person's not inspired right now. He's not totally in the dark. In other words, he's allowing himself, at least he's in an environment that is inspirational, and he's going along. I'm personally not, but it's a nice environment, and he's responding to the environment. He's responding to his environment. It's makif. The makif is still something which inspires him, even though it's not internalized. It's still, so there's some level of inspiration, not conscious, but it's an inspiring environment. Stimming the chostimin is in the environment's not inspiring. That doesn't touch me. I'm not moved by anything. So the Maimah is saying, in that matzav, we're not moved by anything. Even there's not even makif, not even the environment is something that inspires you. You sit there cold and unmoved. Should know that I'm with you there. You have the koiches there in your darkest place to connect to me in the deepest way, the deepest emunah and the deepest commitment. It can come and will come dafka there. There you'll find me. Again, in Gaza, they found the Eibishter that they never found him before. They were Israeli, but not Jewish. Here they discovered they're Jewish. That's Stimid the Chostim, and I'm a Yid. That's dramatic for them, but I'm saying this applies to each one of us in our avodah. In a matzav where, again, not inspired, not even moved, not even affected by the environment, by the makif, dark time's dark, hidden, you have the Eitzer. So no, the Eibush says, I'm with you, this is the Rebbe, and I'm with you, and I'm invested in you in the deepest place. But Goloi, no, it means you're going to start dancing, be revealed, and so and understand the bit. No, but Be'etzem, yes. And how will it manifest in Kabbalah's oil and in Maisa? Higher than Seich, completely higher than Seich. You're not inspired, so why are you doing? It's more than inspiration. It's more than inspiration. He senses deeply, I am a Yid, and the I am of Hashem. That's what this is, which is beyond definition. This is what's stirring. This is what's stirring within him, and that's higher than Gilui. He's not he has answers, not he's inspired, nothing. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than inspiration. He's driven with the I am a Yid. That's what comes out. That's what the Eitzer stirs, the soldier in the trenches. Lass mal gehen weiter. Eis Dalet. Mamshech Levaya, so the Rebbe continues now on the beer, elaborating on the Frierdiker Rebbe's Maimer, Mashed in Sof, Lamad in Ketzemal in Tachlis. So he says, so these two dargas have Beis Makifim. They're both beyond the person. But there's two kinds of beyond. There's beyond and there's beyond. There's Makif the Yosher. There is a Makif which have a direct light, which means it's beyond me currently, but eventually we'll get a handle on it. And then Makif the Chayzer. Now, I didn't get an answer why Chayzer is the word here, but anyway, rebounding light, we do get the idea that it's not something we can absorb. We have, but we can't absorb it. That's Makif of Chayzer. The Makif, or the Yosha Makif HaKarev, the Yosha is a close Makif. Upon him. It's in the realm of revelation, which means it can be absorbed by the recipient. Not today, 40 years later. And the Makif of Chayzer is to begin with, is fundamentally distant. It can never be internalized, period. Internal, you have it, but not internalized. So these are the two Mishalim. The Vayim is Api Marshal the Rav. So that if the Rebbe gives the Marshal the Rav, Shmashpiyah, Seichel Talmidoi, that gives over an idea. So to begin with, that's a given. The mind of the Rav is beyond the mind of the Talmud. Nonetheless, what does the Rav do? He's a teacher. That's his job. So mitzamtzim, he's got to teach that which he knows. So mitzamtzim is a Rav asichloi. He contracts and he presents the idea that the recipient, the Talmud, can understand. Now, this is the lower level. This is the Makif HaKorev. This is the Yosher. This is the lower Darga is giving now. This is Erin Sof, the Mata Din Ketz. Then we get the second Moshe of the Rav, the Maila Mata Din. This is the Mata Din Tachlis. Then we get the Moshe of the Maila Din Ketz. First, the lower one. So it's beyond the Rav, the Talmud. Now, this is what happens. When he teaches him, now he's communicating to him, he's using language. So, and he's explaining the idea. He's not giving mishalim and chidus, he's explaining the idea. So he gives over this hasbara, he gives it over simply and externally, and that's received by the recipient. He understands. It's a classroom setting, and the teacher is giving it over. Now, there's depth totally beyond the Talmud right now. But the external dimension of this idea, this piece of Gemara, of this is what he gets. He understands the idea. He really absorbs it, becomes united with it. Like he says in Tanya Parakeh, when a person understands something, there's no greater unity than that. The mind and an idea, there's no greater unity, as explains in Parakeh and Tanya. The whole Adich is there. However, given Shadak Talmud, he's still, end of the day, he's the Talmud. Shalem ibn Arav, he's learning from the master. That means that there's dimensions to this idea you don't have yet. As a nisha chelik ben aseichel, shebchinas makif aseichel b'levad. In this very svar idea, there are levels that hover, that are not internalized, that are not grasped. Still beyond him, because this is an idea that the Rav conceived. And the Rav is beyond him. He's brought it down to him. But there's the way that Rav understands it that currently is beyond the Talmud. It hovers, but it's close. This depth that I don't have now, it's still shaykh, and close. And eventually the Talmud will grasp it. Like it says in the Gemara, it takes 40 years. Till then, like a Talmud will not stand literally at the place where the Rav gave the idea on that level. It takes 40 years. Now the Rebbe unpacks what this means. It doesn't mean 40 years later you get a new, like you turn 40 years later, you get this new level of intellect and you understand the depth. No, it means everything I taught till now is evolving and evolving and evolving. And after 40 years, you get it. So that means from day one, you're connected to that deeper level. It just takes time to get. That's the point that I'm saying now. Since after 40 years, the student will grasp the depth of the idea that the Rav conceived. It's not like, now learn that again, let me hear it again, now I get the depth. No, it's what I heard before, I'm just unpacking, unraveling. Everything you learned 40 years till now, he's been thinking about it and developing it. Now, 40 years thinking about what he, delving deeper and deeper, what he got, not something new. It's there. But it requires analysis and maturity and deep thinking. So after 40 years, he now grasps it. Until 40 years, he didn't get the depth of it. So since it's a process, it takes 40 years that begins day one. So even that level that it gets 40 years later is in my realm. It's in my realm now. It's just the process of getting there. Till 40 years, it hovered, had a sense of it, and as you studying deeper and deeper, the depth of it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and 40 years later, the depth shines. That's the lower level, yeah?
Does the Rav do this on purpose?
No, not on purpose. That's the nature of things. The nature of things is he could not convey the depth of it at the outset.
So that I understand.
Yeah.
But does he on purpose put a seed, a makif, or that's incidental, that just happens?
I'm not saying it's the natural consequence. It's a natural consequence. The Rav understands the idea on one level, and he gives it over on a simple level, but his language is precise, and he gives it over. That's it. Now run with it. And that, Talmud can't understand it in the language that he has it, which is beyond the Talmud, the language, the imagery, but he condenses it in a simple language. It's be'erech. So the Talmud learns and learns and learns. He just peels back and unravels and gets the depth eventually. And that's the natural process. That's the healthy process. It takes 40 years to get it. But it's right there in the original words. It's all there. The original words, the original statement contains everything. The shir that the Rav gave, the Maimed is there. It's there. After 40 years of learning the Maimed and delving deeper and amassing other knowledge, etc., they understand the depth of the Maimed. It's a natural process.
So everything we get in Makif is limited.
Everything
we get in a Makif way first is because we're limited.
We're getting it Makif first because it's too deep for us. It's too deep. But it's a depth we will eventually grasp. Right now, it's too deep.
So the Oitzar is in Makif?
It's not this. Oitz is the next level. It's a different kind of Makif.
Is it Makif?
Yes, but a different kind of Makif. This is a Makif which is Korev, which is near.
Revealed. Revealed.
Not to me yet. I'll give you a simple example. This mamish simple. You're learning to swim. So the pool, right? You first walk into the pool, you can stand. And then so in that first learning to swim, you're touching the ground and so on, haltingly, but there's some kind of support and you are in the water and there's some kind of, you're doing some kind of swimming. You're in the water. But eventually, as you keep on learning the strokes, you'll be able to swim in the deeper water, which is right now connected. It's right there. You can't go there because you're going to drown. You don't want to keep afloat. But as you are learning the strokes, etc., it's the process. Keep at it. You'll go right into the depth. It's a natural process. So the depth is now is makif. Can't go there. It'll drown me. But it's waiting for me just to get used to the water and learning the strokes. It's not a good marshal, but it does give out this point. It does that it's a depth that's right here. If I go there, if I'm thrown into it now, I'll drown, which means the kid won't understand anything, lost in what are you talking about? So the teacher puts him in the shallow end, but it's the shallow end of the same seichel, the same body of water. Get used to it here. You'll go with the paddle. You'll go with the whatever you used to practice to swim. You'll start to learn the strokes. And then eventually, naturally, you'll ease into the deep end and you swim. And you got the whole idea. You become a good swimmer. Emotional Gashmi. Okay. So it's a makif, but it's right accessible. And it's accessible. You look at it now and he's scared of it. I mean, he looks at the water, the deep water, like. But eventually you'll be very comfortable. They'll be able to swim there. And that's the whole point. The depth is there waiting for you. That's the lower marshal. No, yeah, we're after the second marshal. Yeah. Omnam kivin sharavish like be'erech ala Talmud. The Rebbe like makes it like one marshal. But it's a second marshal. Since the end of the day, the Rav is completely beyond the Talmud. It's a separate marshal. Nisharim eitzel harav in Yanam Kailo. There are ideas. The Rav is the devoted Rav. He wants to give everything over to the Talmud. So those ideas which are in the Talmud's realm, they can give over. First you'll get it shallow, then you get it deep. But as a Rav, there's ideas that just the Talmud cannot ever get. He wants to give this to him also. Even if you, whatever he's going to say, even 40 years later, he will not be able to grasp. So this is not a deeper end. This is flying in a rocket ship. Whatever. It's a whole different thing. So this is a seichel that's fundamentally rochek. It's not in the realm of the Talmud. Now, on the other hand, it's makif. Makif means it's still connected to you. So it's not, here, this is the subtle point. Shaykhis I have, but understand and internalize no. And that's why he gives it over in a moshel and a chida. We have to unpack this. We'll stop here with the last few lines. This is the oitzer. The oitzer is a level revealed to me. I should understand it and grasp it, never. But have it, yes. Huh?
Makif rachok.
Makif arachok. How was it given to me in a moshel, in a chida? All I know is the moshel, the chida. I never understand what it's trying to convey, but I do have it. I have it, but I cannot. It's not given to be appreciated. Again, we started to speak this earlier. Unlocking the I am a yid, the depth, which can't be defined. Okay, let's leave this and Be'ez Hashem will continue tomorrow.